Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back. Today we just got our first teaser trailer for The Last of Us Season 2. If you haven't seen my reactions to Season 1, go check them out. I have played both of the games, so I do have a very strong idea about the direction that we're going to be heading. I do know that they're talking about how to adapt the second game. You know, originally they were talking about doing it in 2 seasons, but the last interview I had remembered reading said that it may even take 3. So I'm real curious to see how they're going to structure this, because the way the game was specifically structured, it would definitely not flow very well in show format. So we're going to get kind of, I would assume, a very different experience with a lot of similar things just kind of happening. I feel like the timeline and the structure and the way the story is being told is going to be very different. I'm excited to see how they do it, how they reframe everything, and how a lot of the people that have not played the games react to all the twists and turns. I think that's going to be the most fun part. But that said, let's go ahead and check out this teaser trailer. Here we go.
Oh, you want to start or what?
Good luck cracking that egg. Dude, this place looks so good.
Let's try something different. You can't heal something unless you're brave enough to say it out loud.
Yo.
Say the thing you're afraid to say. Say it out loud, no matter what it is, no matter how bad.
Oh.
What did you do?
There she is. Holy shit. Well, there's the affected we've been waiting for. Dude. That was straight out of the game. God, I was afraid to breathe there for a little while. I was just holding my breath. 2025. My lord, the way that was cut together was just so well done, with the music, the editing between all these different shots, the growing escalation of panic and everything in there. It was like, for real, I was getting a moment there where I was like, oh God, I don't know if I could take a breath at the moment. Knowing a lot of the scenes that we're seeing in some of the outcomes to certain events, man, I think it's going to be a wild ride. This is one of those situations where I wish I didn't know anything going into it. Even the first one, though, I knew more intimately. I would say more closely, because I'd played the first game multiple times, but I've only been able to handle playing the second game once. And that's just because it is intense. It's definitely not a game you just go back into and you're like, let's have some fun. I'm trying to say as much as I can without saying anything spoilery of the sorts. And I would highly recommend, if you've never played the game, to not even attempt to go into the comments. Like the video and peace out. I mean, because even if you went down to say something, unless you like, I don't know, you have to be very careful, but just go to the comment box where you're typing and just don't read anything else. This game, like major spoilers for this game even, had leaked originally whenever it had first come out. And one of the big twistaroonies I had spoiled before the game released. Somebody like actually actively went back and went on to one of my old trailer reactions to the second game and just spammed some big spoilers. It was like months after the fact, my older videos were getting hit with these spoiler flags, so the people were trying to ruin it for everybody else. People are fucked up, man. But yeah, dude, I'm excited to see what they do with this. I love the cast that they got together. like everybody that they've cast for some of the characters we've yet to be introduced to. I think they fit the role really nicely. I'm excited to see our Abby in action. I hope they got a strong spine, because if any indication around this character's reception in the game format is any indicator, she's probably going to be in for a rough time, which is kind of par for the course with anything these days. Trying to figure out how to mitigate the fan reaction to certain choices and how that bleeds into the actors' lives, the people coming in and just kind of doing these jobs or whatever. I'm a little concerned, but I'm excited. I'm excited because the way they adapted the first season was almost a masterpiece in my mind. As far as like video game adaptations, it might as well have been a masterpiece. Like I talked about before, my main complaint was that I didn't feel outside of the first 2 episodes that the infected were really, one, a presence, let alone much of a threat after that. They were kind of just an afterthought, and that was my biggest problem with it, because it just felt like half the time it wasn't really a problem. It irked me. It irked me. I'm not going to pretend it didn't. But everything else about it, the way they adapted the story itself, the character moments, all of the acting, and everything like that, they did wonderfully. A lot of the inclusions that they added into it really helped round out the world in a way that, because you were locked into a singular person's perspective in the game, or a singular 2 people's perspective in the game, you don't really get to get points of view from other people's perspectives. And the show allowed us to do that. It allowed us to get into other characters' head, see the world from their perspective, and get their beliefs, their feelings on certain situations, their reactions to our protagonists and stuff like that. And it helped kind of, I don't know, add a lot of depth to, especially in the game where we don't get to spend time in our adversaries' minds all that much outside of a couple of key moments. A lot of the times it's just like, you know, these guys are they're just random NPCs in the way, whether they are the militia that has been policing everything just out in the wilds, or just these little rogue pockets of people just trying to survive. They added a lot of depth and layers and characterization to even those groups, and I thought that was really cool. And I think we can do that even more in this, because even for as bloated of a game as Part 2 really was, because it was like 2 times longer than the first game, it still kind of ran into that problem with some of these factions. And I think if we have a little more room to breathe, considering they're considering doing 3 seasons for this game alone, we might be able to do the very same thing that they did in Season 1 with some of these offshoot factions. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do. But guys, what do you think? How do you feel? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Make sure to stick around, because we will be reacting to us when it comes out. Check out my reactions to Season 1 if you haven't seen those. And before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Sherritt, York, Coruscant, Melito, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crockett, and Sam Moyer. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.